Damp refers to the presence of excess moisture in a room. It can be a problem because it can damage buildings and potentially affect you or your family's health. It can affect any home, whether large or small. Damp is miserable to live with and is a threat to your health if left untreated. There are different types of damp. Condensation is the most common type, and this is caused by a combination of excess moisture in the air and poor ventilation. Its effects can be made worse due to the original design of the building or the positioning of furniture in a property. It happens in cold weather and appears on cold surfaces and areas where there is little air movement. If left untreated, mould will begin to grow in corners of rooms, on or near windows, in or behind furniture. The first sign of condensation is usually moisture drops on the walls, mirrors or windows. These form when hot, humid air comes in contact with cold surfaces. Therefore, it's important to keep the air in your house moving by opening windows and vents regularly. You should try to open your windows for 10 minutes each morning and evening. This lets moisture in the air escape. Remember, while these small droplets of water may not be troublesome right away, the effects of condensation can worsen over time, producing black mould and the beginnings of a damp smell. There are a number of steps you can take which can really help prevent and reduce condensation, which we'll talk about later. Another type of mould is rising damp, which can look a lot like condensation-related mould growth but has a very different cause. As the name suggests, rising damp starts at ground level and rises upwards, climbing your walls from the floor. It doesn't affect rooms above ground level, so if you don't live on the ground floor or basement, it's unlikely that you'll be experiencing rising damp. However, rising damp can cause more damage than condensation, so it's important to be able to tell the difference between the two. Much like condensation, rising damp produces dark mould patches on your walls, but there are a few distinguishing features you can look out for too. These include peeling paint or wallpaper, along with damage to skirting boards and loose flooring. You may also notice tide-like marks and a white powder on the walls. Remember, rising damp originates from water underground, so can usually be found rising from the floors or skirting boards. You won't find rising damp higher than a metre from the ground. A third type of damp is penetrating damp, which is caused by water from the outside of a building leaking through the walls. It can occur from a fault in the building's structure and lets in water from the outside. Common causes include leaking pipes, wastes, drainage and overflows, rainwater from defective roof coverings, blocked or leaking gutters and broken pipes, penetrating dampness around windows, through walls and due to raised ground levels, defective pointing on brickwork and cracked external render. If there's rising damp, it may require a damp-proof course. Signs of penetrating damp include dark patches on the wall that won't go away. They might even grow or darken when it's wet outside. From the outside, signs of leaks or cracks in your guttering or roof tiles may point to an issue. If there is a build-up of mould and this is left untreated, it can cause a risk to health. Please report it to the repairs service. Under new legal requirements, Awaab's Law, which was introduced in October 2025, social landlords are required to make an assessment as to whether damp and mould represents an emergency or a significant hazard. An emergency hazard is one that poses an imminent and significant risk of harm to the health or safety of the tenants in the social home. A significant hazard is one that poses a significant risk of harm to the health or safety of the tenant. Lambeth has a matrix to work this out, which considers the severity of the mould and any characteristics of the household which may make them more at risk from the effects of mould, such as certain medical conditions. Any emergency hazard should be made safe within 24 hours. For significant hazards, we must investigate any potential significant hazards within 10 working days of becoming aware of them, and undertake relevant safety work within 5 working days of the investigation concluding, if the investigation identifies a significant hazard. To help reduce the likelihood of condensation forming, it's useful if you can consider the following steps. Heating is a factor in helping in the prevention of condensation. Having the heating on at a low to moderate setting and not letting air temperature fall below 16 degrees during the day is helpful. Try not to obstruct radiators with belongings or furniture such as beds. We recognise that energy costs are high, which can make heating a home difficult. Advice on support which may be available is on the Lambeth Council website in this link. Extractor fans can reduce humidity in your home. Try to keep kitchen and bathroom doors closed when fans are in use, and do not cover over air vents in any rooms. In the short term, you can wipe off condensation water from windows and sills every morning with a clean cloth. Try to cook with pan lids on and turn heat down once the water has boiled. If you use a tumble dryer, make sure it's vented from the outside if it doesn't have a condenser. When showering or cooking, always run an extractor fan or open a window. Try not to do both, as this will make the fan operation ineffective. Even with these precautions, try to keep bathroom and kitchen doors closed when humid air is being produced in the room and a fan is in use. Keep trickle vents on windows open at all times. Do not cover over or obstruct air vents in walls in any room. It can help to put cold water in the bath before adding hot water. Make sure you keep the bathroom door closed and that the extractor fan is switched on and operating. It is helpful to allow space around furniture for air to circulate. If wardrobes or other large items of furniture are placed near walls, try to put them against internal rather than external walls. As well as these steps, there are several things you should avoid doing, since they can lead to condensation. Where possible, hang washing to dry outside or in the bathroom with the door closed and the window open or an extractor fan on. If you're having difficulty heating your kitchen, please contact the repairs service. Lastly, please don't use your gas cooker for heating. If you think you've got any type of damp, please call the Lambeth Contact Centre, which is available between 8 AM and 8 PM from Monday to Friday and from 8 AM to 1 PM on Saturday. The Lambeth Contact Centre can be reached on 020 7926 6000. One of our call agents may then arrange an inspection of your home to establish if there is damp or condensation. In an emergency, you can contact the council outside of these hours on the same number. Lambeth Council has a damp charter which outlines our commitments to tenants affected by damp and condensation. In particular, remember, it's not your fault. We are committed to resolving issues in partnership with you. Quick diagnosis. We will arrange an inspection to diagnose the issue. We will agree and write an action plan with you and provide you with ongoing support. We also have a rapid response mould removal and treatment service that we can quickly deploy to remove mould. The Damp Charter is available in the following link. Lambeth's Damp Charter outlines our commitment to tenants affected by damp and mould. It sets out the actions we will take to tackle damp, working in partnership with you. Thank you for watching.